I'm here on my magical thing with Carl Abrahamsson, who I know as pretty much the whole list, really. So artist, writer, lecturer, musician, publisher. I know you, Carl, really in terms of your work best with your association with the Temple of Psychic Youth and with the countercultural, occultural journal, The Fenris Wolf.
Right.
So it's lovely to have you here on my magical thing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Julian. It's wonderful to be here, and thanks for putting together such a wonderful series that could be indefinite. Lots of magical people, lots of magical things.
Carl, please may we see your magical thing?
Yes, I was going to say on the first date, but I didn't. So the thing that I have here that I will show you is it's a thing, but it's also representing its relatives, similar things, and it's like this.
Aha!
You can see what it is.
Mightier than the sword.
Yes, exactly. It is a pen, and in this case, it's a nice looking. It's not really expensive, but it's nice looking. It's an Italian pen, and the question then is, why is this magical? Well, you said it. The pen is mightier than the sword, and that in itself can have inherent symbolical value. But for me as a writer, and I'm just coming out on the outside of 2 Saturn returns. I'm 54 years old, and it's taken me 2 turns to really come to terms with and grasp what my essence is, although it turns out I've known it all along, and it has to do with this thing, meaning I feel the most resonance and the most meaning when I'm writing. It could be fiction, it could be poetry, it could be magical anthropological studies, it could be anything. I just love to write, so that's what I intend to do for the rest of my life. So, but this one, why did I pick this one? Well, I've always had a completely fetishistic relationship to pens, and that seems pretty natural for someone who likes to write, and pens usually are they're nice. I have been a fetishist in the sense that, collecting fancy, fountain pens and stuff like that. But now I'm more I look at what is this pen bringing the project that I'm working on right now. So over the years, I have had one magical symbolic pen for each major writing project. All the books have in my collection a beautiful pen. Some are rollerballs, some are ballpoints, some are fountain pens. I even have a normal pencil, and it has to do with the spirit of the book in a way. What kind of tool it needs. And that's not just symbolic. I have used these pens very concretely for writing the thing. And I carry on with that. Recently I started a new book, and that has a new pen. This one is special though, because it's like the mother or the father of my collection of magical pens in a way. And it's all about talismania. And and I think your viewers know that, when you're a young magician, you're filled up with inspiration. You think everything's so cool, and you have your favorite magicians, just like in, Harry Potter land. And then, of course, you start collecting things. Maybe you got a book has an inscription by Crowley, or could be something like that, which is essentially infantile. But there's also something inherently magical in knowing that an object has been touched by a spirit that sort of transcends death, even transcends generations. And what I wanted to do with this pen that I got last summer in Venice, they have beautiful stuff in Venice, stationery, handmade books, notebooks, and pens and stuff. And I thought, whoa, I'm going to have a pen that I'm not going to use for writing. I'm just going to it'll be like a battery in a way. So what I've done with this, it's on my magical writing journey wherever I go. And the first sort of talismanic contact was outside of Venice. There is an island called San Michele. And it's basically a huge cemetery. It's like an island of the dead. I think actually, Rachmaninoff had that in mind when he wrote his beautiful piece of music. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's an amazing place, truly like a necromantic paradise in a way. And Ezra Pound is buried there, along with many other cultural, dignitaries, or what do you want to call them. So the first blessing was to put this pen on Ezra Pound's grave. And we sat there in meditation, and we read some of his poetry from the cantos. And me and my wife had just come from northern Italy then, where we'd had a conference at the castle where Pound lived for the last years. And his daughter Mary, who's now 95 or 96 years old, she was there and she attended our conference. So already I was like buzzing with that energy, and Ezra sort of filled this pen with his energy from beyond. And then 1 month later, we went to Tangiers for just other reasons. And there is a shrine to one of my favorite authors, American Paul Bowles. At the American Legion in Tangiers, they have made a Paul Bowles shrine, meaning a couple of rooms that has like his synthesizer, his books, his records. It's really like, incredibly charged. And also his typewriter. So I put my pen on Paul Bowles' typewriter to, suck up even more energy from beyond. And there have been some other things, and I am already planning. We don't know what's happening with this strange pandemic we're in, but there will be further pilgrimages, and my pilgrimages go to the graves of the writers that have inspired me from beyond, or through their works, or both. So this pen is like not fixed in time and space. It will be with me for all of my life, and eventually it will be so charged, I don't know, maybe it'll explode. I don't know.
Not the ticket that exploded, but the pen that exploded.
Yeah.
Exploding into the most amazing writing that you do and continue to do, Carl.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your amazing magical thing.
You're welcome.
That's brilliant. Right on, brother.
Cool.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.